Ayan! Hello everyone! Good afternoon! Isang mapagpalayang hapon sa inyong lahat. I hope everything went good, everything went well. Of course, nakakain na ba ang lahat? Hello sa aking mga estudyante dyan na grade 7. Nandito tayo ngayon sa ating tutorial for the DepEd E2 Kasama ko naman ang aking partner, aking beshi. Hello, Tutor Jen. Hello, Tutor Jen. Kamusta ka na dyan? I hope you're okay and fine.
Hello, Tutor Rogar. Hello, mga students, teachers, at lahat ng mga parents sa buong Pilipinas. Doing well and laban lang tayo everyday kahit may pandemic. Tuloy ang learning.
Yes, of course. Speaking of learning, this week is a fun-filled learning with the science tutors. Okay? So let's begin, Tutor Jen.
So para sa ating mga itulay sessions, we are asking everyone to share our social media platforms for the live sessions of the Itulay tutorial. We have our DepEd EdTech Unit Facebook page, DepEd Tayo Facebook page, DepEd Philippines YouTube channel, and DepEd Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel.
Yan, of course, sa mga hindi pa nakakilala sa amin, ako nga pala ang inyong tutor, Rogar, or you can call me Rogue. Ako ay nanggaling sa Division of Davao City. At ang aking paaralan naman ay sa Francisco Bangoy National High School. So hello sa aking mga estudyante ng mga grade 7 learners there who is actively watching. And of course, our beloved principal, Rolando R. Capul. Hello po. How about you, Tutor Jen?
And ako naman, si Tutor Genevieve Pipito from Daniel R. Aguinaldo National High School, also from SDO Davao City. And Tutor Rogar, we are seeing on screen our Tuti of the week.
Wow! Congratulations! Ang cute-cute naman si Tuti Akisha Michelle E. Ariola. Wow!
Yes. Siya ay from Section Venus of Grade 7 ng St. Joseph Academy, San Jose, Batangas. Ang kanyang science teacher at the same time class advisor ay si Ma'am Desiree Marasigan at ang kanyang very supportive parents na nag-allow naman na ipa-show natin ang kanyang picture ngayon. Ang kanyang parents na sila Sir Leo Ariola and Ma'am Michelle Ariola.
Ayan, so maraming salamat parents sa pag-allow and of course, napaka-supportive ng kanyang class advisor at saka yung kanyang science teacher. So sa mga gusto na ma-feature for this week, for the Tuti of the week, you can have your output by screenshot all the photos or anything, then what you have learned in our topic. Yun lang, and then you have to use hashtag grade 7 science.
Kasi Tutor Rogar, ito si Tuti Akisha ay napaka-participative last Monday during our first airing ng Itulay tutorial natin sa Science 7.
Yes, pansin ko nga, Tutor Jen. Now, nahinto tayo sa scientific method. So we will continue for quick lang for scientific attitudes. And these attitudes should be established in our mind, in our heart. Sige, unahin natin for our first scientific attitude as a student, we should be curious, or curiosity is wanting to know everything around. Okay, next. Quick lang po ito, no?
Pangalawa, Rogar, is careful judgment. Maging maingat tayo sa hindi tayo basta-basta ng husga. When we say careful judgment, it means we're giving judgments based on truth and reliable facts.
Yan. And then, bawal po tayo maging judgmental kung tayo ay scientific. Okay.
Sa show lang, sa TV show lang.
Sa TV show lang yung judgmental. Okay, next is open-mindedness. Open-mindedness, it means that It is accepting ideas from others if it is against own opinion. So we have to be open. Kung ano yung mga opinion ng iba, you have to respect also. Next.
Pang-apat is critical mindedness. Pag sinabi natin critical mindedness, we are saying that we learn to examine every evidence and we aim to be perfect at what we do. Because when we're doing the scientific method, as much as possible, we reduce our errors.
Yeah, thank you for that. And the last one, I think it's honesty. Of course, it's very important to be truthful in all aspect. Actually, it's not only for science, but also for every across learning areas. We need to use these attitudes enable for us to continue and to be successful in life someday. I know you are still grade 7, and there are some here who are grade 8, 9, 10, or 11, or 12, or even college students. So, yun lang, we have to follow or we have to have this kind of attitudes. Tama ba, Tutor Jen?
Yes, at hindi lang sa loob ng paaralan o kaya when you're doing experiments, you have to follow or observe those attitudes. Pagiging curious, we apply them in all things that we do. But of course, we practice being careful.
Yes. Okay, so
Friends, for
our...
this week, Tutor Rogar,
Yes.
continue.
Okay, so for our reference for this tutorial session, we have 2 modules from Calabarzon 4A, SDO, and SDO Davao City. Ayan. So next.
We now move on to quarter 1, second week for Science Grade 7. And the topic is about elements and compounds.
Ayan.
Our most essential learning competency, Tutor Rogar, ay...
Okay, so our most essential learning competency for quarter 1, week 2 is recognize that substances are classified into elements and compounds. Ayan. And we have objectives of this session, Tutor Jen. Go, Tutor Jen.
Our learning objectives this afternoon are the following. Number 1, differentiate elements and compounds based on its properties. Second, explain that compounds are made up of elements. And lastly, classify substances into elements and compounds.
Okay, so ayan, madami-dami yung
Question
ating
natin, Tutor
objectives.
Rogar?
Okay, are you ready? Ayan, so let's start.
You may
with...
comment as your feelings. Yeah. You may comment us your feelings, kung excited ba kayo this afternoon. Kasi nababasa po namin sa Facebook na comment section ang inyong mga kino-comment.
Yes. Okay, so shall we proceed to our assessment? Muna, we have a preliminary assessment in order for us to know kung hanggang saan ba sila alam itong ganitong topic. Okay, so let's have number 1. Okay. Direction muna.
I will
Choose the
be
letter
reading
of the best
questions.
answer.
Sige.
Okay, chat your answers in the comment section. You may include your section and school to be recognized. Ayan, so it is now flashing on the screen, the greetings.
Yes, Tutor Rogar, I will be reading question 1 and question 2. And Tutor Rogar will read 3, 4, and 5. So, ihanda ang inyong mga ballpen, lapis, at inyong papel. Let's start with question number 1. What is the primary substance that cannot be separated into simpler materials? A, element. B, compound, C, homogeneous mixture, D, heterogeneous mixture. Again, number 1, what is the primary substance that cannot be separated into simpler materials? A, element, B, compound, C, homogeneous mixture, D, heterogeneous mixture. Number 2, how can elements in a compound be separated? A, through physical processes. B, chemical processes. C, both physical and chemical processes. D, neither physical nor chemical processes. Tutor Rogar will continue with questions 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, question number 3. Some symbols of the elements like iron and silver are taken from the ancient names. What are their symbols? A, I and S. B, IN and SR. C, FE and AG. Or letter D, HG and PB. Question number 4. Which of the following is made up of only one type of atom? A bottle of soy sauce. B, a drop of water. C, a roll of aluminum foil. Or D, a tablespoon of table salt. And lastly, number 5 question. Ferrous sulfate is a compound essential to our body. It is used to treat iron deficiency anemia. What are the elements that make up this compound? A, fluorine, sulfur, and oxygen. B, iron, sulfur, and oxygen. C, fluorine, strontium, and oxygen. Or letter D, iron, strontium, and oxygen. Ayun. So now we're going to see their answers, Tutor Jen. Now let's read for number 1.
Ano kaya ang sagot? Sige, kasi may lag ng difference sa live na nakikita natin ngayon sa isang device compared to when we're talking right now. So while hinihintay natin yung mga sagot ng mga learners, may dagdag lang po ako, Tutor Rogar, kasi sa number 5, mababasa natin dyan that ferrous sulfate is used to treat iron deficiency anemia. Isang bagay na kadalasan na nako-confuse o nai-interchange ng mga tao, kasi kadalasan mga bata is yung anemia at saka low blood pressure. Pag sinabi nating they're not one and the same. So pag sinabi nating anemia or anemica, you do not have enough red blood cells to supply the body with oxygen. Kung i-relate natin sa lesson natin sa bio, sa anatomy, na red blood cells are the cells that carry oxygen all throughout our body. Yun, pag anemica, meaning kulang ng red blood cells. Pag low BP naman, ibig sabihin our blood or our heart, which is the organ that pumps blood, our heart cannot pump or does not pump blood with enough force. Kaya ang effect niya, our cells may not have enough oxygen. So, importante na hindi nila ma-interchange itong dalawa.
Actually, tama yan, Tutor Jen. So, thank you for that clarifications, di ba? So, at least, kasi sometimes, hinahantulad nila yung anemic sa low blood pressure. Kaya, yun. Okay, now let's check their answer. For number 1, nakikita nyo ba yung marami nang sumasagot, Tutor Jen, sa aking file. Ayan. Sige, let's see kay Marjan Mananlasan. Okay.
Tingnan natin ang sagot, Tutor Rogar. Ipa-flash ko na ba?
Flash mo na yan. Okay. Ayan. Okay, you can have yourself check for number 1, it's A, elements. Number 2, it's chemical processes. Letter B. Tutor Jen, 3, 4, and 5.
Number 3, ang sagot ay Fe and Ag. Fe, that's for iron. Ag, that's for silver. Number 4, ang sagot ay letter C, a roll of aluminum foil. Number 5, we have letter B, iron,
B.
sulfur, and oxygen.
Ayan. So I think maraming naka-perfect. At isa na rito si Clark Marvin Adulor from Olea National High School, grade 7 Jade. Ayan, congratulations.
Wow,
Clark Marvin
congratulations.
Adulor. Actually, maraming nakatama. Very good. Okay, sabi niya ay 5/5, science is fun. Thank you so much, Clark Marvin Adulor from Olea National High School. Now, let's proceed to our
Abangan
topic,
mamaya,
Tutor Jen.
yes. Ayan. Abangan mamaya kasi may post-test pa tayo. For this afternoon,
Correct.
magsimula tayo with picture analysis. So, tingnan ang larawan na nasa
Yan.
screen.
Okay.
Do you see
So, do you
substances
see?
and mixtures?
Continue, Tutor Jen.
Yes. Do you see substances and mixtures in the kitchen? And if you're looking at the picture now, it's an image of a lady in a kitchen where you can find different household materials. Now, looking at it, in circle or identify, since you're answering via the chat box or the comment section, identify the mixtures and which ones are the substances. So, dyan sa baba, which ones are mixtures and substances.
Ayan. Okay. Sige. So, let's see. Ano yung mga mixtures? Tingnan natin. The mixtures are
Yan,
coffee.
you have coffee.
Okay.
And juice.
What else? And juice. Ayan. So, tama si Clark Marvin Adulor. Sabi niya, mixture
Galing.
po sina coffee at juice. Very good, Clark. Ayan. Sino pa kaya?
And
Okay. Galing. So, let's go to substances. Saan dyan ang substances, Tutor Jen?
naka-box sa color blue. The substances are water, sugar, and salt.
Ayan. So, let's see sino yung mga nakatama. I think Clarence Caltamalayan got it correct. Okay. That the substances and the compounds are coffee, sugar, and juice. Congratulations! Ang galing-galing. Okay. So, let's proceed, Tutor Jen.
Sige. Tutor Rogar, what do we mean when we say elements and compounds?
Okay. So, if we say elements, that is a kind of a simplest form of matter which cannot longer be divided, and it's called elements. And if we say compounds, it is a combination of two or more elements, or it's a made up of two or more elements, and which can be separated using chemical processes. Ayon.
Okay, tandaan, we have elements, then compounds. Itong dalawa, these are examples of pure substances.
Mm-mm.
And in a
Okay,
periodic
so-
table, Dr. Rogar, ilan ang elements na na-identify?
Okay, so in the periodic table, we have 118 elements that are systematically arranged in increasing atomic number in the periodic table of elements. So, yung number na nasa sa per element, it's called periodic or atomic number. Ayan. So, they were arranged increasingly from one hydrogen up to the last atomic number. And that is elements.
So hydrogen has, like example natin, hydrogen has the atomic number 1. It's found in the leftmost and the topmost part of the periodic table. You have here hydrogen. And then number 2, or with the second atomic number, or atomic number 2, we have helium.
Yes. How about
Pag compounds,
Tutor Jen?
Yes. Pag compounds, na-mention mo kanina, Tutor Rogar. So, ibalikan natin na when say compounds, it's a combination of at least two or more elements. So, since nasa bahay kayo ngayon, pwede nyo i-check mamaya, commonly used household compounds. Halimbawa, sugar. Siguro nakikita nyo ginagamit to ng yung parents pag nagtitimpla ng kape o kaya dinadagdag nyo pa sa tsokolate o kaya sa gatas. Okay, so, ang formula niya, chemical formula, is C12H22O11. So, a little review on your chemical formula writing. These numbers, the small numbers you're seeing below the letters, these are the numbers that indicate how many atoms of that element are present in that compound. So, for sugar, there are 12 atoms of carbon for sugar, 22 atoms of hydrogen, and 11 atoms of oxygen present in sugar compound. Okay. Ano pa, Tutor Rogar, yung common na nakikita sa bahay?
Okay, so
sugar.
Yes, of course, yung pampalasa natin sa ating niluluto, ang ating table salt. Table salt, the chemical components or the element composed of sodium and chlorine, and it's called sodium chloride. Ayan. So, since hindi nyo nakikita yung number, so it's number 1 atom or only 1 atom of sodium and 1 atom of chlorine. And the next is the universal solvent, which is water. Okay, water is composed of 2 elements, the hydrogen and the oxygen, wherein there are 2
Hello po, Tutor Jen.
Okay. Sige. Balikan ko lang po ha kasi may problema po yata sa connection ngayon ni Tutor Rogar kasi po sabay-sabay po yung mga training namin dito ngayon. Alright, so na-mention na po ni Tutor Rogar yung compounds. We have water, the universal solvent, that's with the chemical formula H2O. We have baking soda with the chemical formula NaHCO3. So the subscript 3, that subscript, a small number, indicates there are 3 carbons of that element to which it is placed after. Pag walang number, ibig sabihin automatic there's 1 na subscript. And then for flour, we have flour na ginagamit ng harina, ginagamit sa pagbe-bake. Ang iba naman is pagko-coat sa mga fried chicken or anything na ginagamit ng paprito. Okay, for coating, we have flour, that's C6H10O5. And we also have acetic acid, or that's a component that's sa vinegar. Kung sa suka siya, ang acetic acid is about 4% sa suka. Okay, so ang chemical formula niya ay CH3COOH. So pag sinasabi natin na compounds, again, balikan natin, it's a combination of two or more elements. Two or more elements. So may carbon, may hydrogen, may oxygen. Only with a different na arrangement of these atoms to form such compounds. So these compounds, again, can be further divided into their elements that compose them. Let's proceed to our activity 1. What's my name? What's my name? Not me, tutor. Not me, the tutor.
So, what's your name, Tutor Jen? Okay, now let's have to identify the elements named through the two-letter symbols listed below. Write your answers on the space provided. Okay, so let's try. Tingnan natin. Okay, for number 1, KR. Number 2, capital letter S, small letter B. 3, ZN, 4, MO, and 5, LA. Now, please chat your answers kung ano ang mga sagot for 1 to 5. Yan. So while waiting for further answers, would like to greet all the students. Yan, hello to Cedric John E. Reyes, grade 7 from Ingud Ramona Integrated School. Yan, thank you, Sir Antonio Maypa. Great afternoon
Yan.
po.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yan. So,
magandang hapon naman. Ayan, yes. Kay Arak Kalaunan Lagit from Nueva Vizcaya Comprehensive High School, Section Atlantis, with Ma'am Maricris Jeronimo Valdez.
Yan. Tutor Jen, may sumagot na sa number 1. Sabi niya ni Alex Hood Luciñada, krypton is the answer for number 1. Okay, very good. Let's check.
Correct.
Yan. For number 2.
Number 2 is antimony.
Antimony. Yan. For number 3, sabi ni Larissa Hapon, zinc with question mark. Okay, yes, correct. And for number 4, for number 4, sabi ni Clark, molybdenum. Okay, good. And for the last number, it's lanthanum. Okay, very good.
Tutor Rogar, sagot actually dito ni Clark Marvin Adulor. Binigay pa niya yung Latin name ng antimony na SB. Kaya siya tinawag na SB. From Latin name, ang Latin name niyan is stibnite.
Stibium. Yes, ang galing-galing naman ni Clark Marvin Adolor. Congratulations. Okay. Sige, next. Tutor Jen. Go, Tutor Jen.
Yan, activity 2. What are they made of? So we'll show you common household compounds and identify what elements are found in these compounds. So you have sugar and table salt. So for sugar, we have the chemical formula C12H22O11. What elements are found in these compounds? We also have table salt, then you have NaCl. You may write your answers in the chat box and we'll see who still remembers this element.
Okay. Actually, may sagot na si Antonio Maypa.
Sir.
Sabi niya, sabi ni Sir, sugar, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Now, let's see if it's correct. Ayan.
Carbon, correct.
Galing-galing naman ni Sir Antonio.
Si Marjon Manalansan and si Clarence Kyle Talamayan Ramos. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. How about table
Ayan.
salt, Tutor Rogar? Ano yung
Okay, so
NaCl?
tingnan natin yung mga sagot sa NaCl for table salt. Sabi ni Clarence Caltalamayan, it's salt, sodium, and chloride. Or it's
Correct.
sodium and it is chlorine. Yan. So sodium chloride is composed of sodium, one atom of sodium and one atom of chlorine. Nag-add lang tayo ng IDE for the naming of compounds, most especially in binary. Okay? Ayan. Now, I think it's about time to assess kung ano yung natutunan nila for our lesson, Tutor Jen.
I will read questions 1 and 2, and Tutor Rogar will read questions 3, 4, and 5. Question 1, how do elements in a compound, or how are elements in a compound separated? A, physical processes, B, chemical processes, C, both physical and chemical processes, or D, neither physical nor chemical processes. Number 1, again, how do we separate the elements in a compound? So, hindi pwede yung joke ngayon alam mo yung joke sa Facebook na pagkatuwaan mo i-separate yung components ng isang 3-in-1 na kape. So, hindi yan pwede.
Yeah.
Pag say elements in a compound, what process do we use? May sumagot na, we have Marjon Manalansan. Ang sabi niya is 1B. Let's see. Correct. Number 1, letter B. We use chemical processes. So, hindi siya basta-bastang nahihiwalay. Kailangan natin ng mga chemical processes. Number 2, what is the primary substance that cannot be separated into simpler materials? What is the primary substance that cannot be separated into simpler materials? A, element, B, compound, C, homogeneous mixture, or D, heterogeneous mixture. Ang sagot ni Karen A. Adelan ay, for number 2, ay letter A, which is correct. That's element. It cannot be separated into simpler materials anymore. Tutor Rogar, with question number 3.
For number 3, I know you are eager to answer number 3. Some symbols of the elements like iron and silver are taken from their ancient times. What are their symbols? A, I, and S, B, I, N, and S, R, C, F, E, N, A, G, or letter D, H, G, and P, B. So, may I have their answers? Wow, all of their answers are letter C. Let's see if it's letter C. Ayan, very good. Congratulations, Clarence, Hazel, Marjun, Dena, Ara, John, Dave, Don Lester, Gracie, and a lot more. Thank you. Congratulations for answering numbers 3. Now, let's go to number 4 and 5. Okay, for number 4 and 5, ferrous sulfate is a compound essential to our body. It is used to treat iron deficiency anemia. What are the elements that made up of this compound? A, fluorine, sulfur, and oxygen. B, fluorine, strontium, and oxygen. Or letter C, iron, sulfur, and oxygen. Or letter D, iron, strontium, and oxygen. Okay, may sumagot na for number 4. Answer is letter C, sabi ni Marjun. Okay, very good. It's letter C. Congratulations, Marjun Manalansan. Okay, for the last question, sige. Waiter is the result of the deficiency of iodine in the body. What are the rich sources of iodine? A, milk, B, legumes, C, seafood, or D, whole grains. So what's your answer for number 5? Ayan. Okay, let's wait for their answer for number 5. Actually, maraming sumagot sa number 4 na letter C. So very good kayo. Now we are waiting for number 5. Yan, Clarence answered letter C. Okay, Sebastian also. Okay, I think almost all of them answered letter C. Now let's check their answer, Tutor Jen. Okay, very
Sagot?
good.
Yes.
Congratulations. It's letter C. Ayan, thank you so
Tama,
much for your
nakatama naman
answers.
si Mila, Teresa, Etong Veloso, Catherine Alnas, John Campomanes, at iba pa.
Okay. So congratulations. Ang galing-galing talaga. So let's greet muna natin yung ating mga kapamilya, kapuso dito. At saka mga kabarkada ng mga grade 7, ng mga cute na mga bulilit. Yan. So kamusahin natin sila dahil sila ay naka-perfect. I think all of them are perfect in our pre-assessment and post-assessment tutor Jen, di ba?
Hello kay Marian Joy Esperon Gamalog of grade 7, San Antonio Integrated School. And then pa-shout out daw po from Baruya High School, SDO, Pampanga.
Ayan, so shout out din natin, no, si Clarence Caltalamayan kasi cute siya, cute babe. Oh, sabi niya, thanks po sa cute babies. Oo naman, di ba? Actually, tutor dyan, I am now teaching grade 7 students. Kaya they're not really far from me because malapit talaga sila sa puso ko, ang mga grade 7 students ngayon. And this is my first time to teach grade 7 learners. Okay, now let's go to our science quote of the week, Tutor Jen. Ayan.
So we're talking about elements, and we have these symbols of the different elements which make up the word teacher. You have tellurium, Te, actinium, AC, hydrogen, symbol H, and erbium, that's ER, to remind us that our teachers, not the teachers before us, your teachers, mga learners, are the inspirational element. And Tutor Rogar, we are celebrating this month, from September 5 to October 5, the World Teachers
Day. A month.
October
Yeah, a month.
5, yes. Ang culmination niya is on October 5. That's the culmination of our World Teachers Day.
Yan. So mga bata, you can greet your teacher, you can create a very creative letter or even a publication material for them in order for them to be recognized and give love to them. Kasi po, yung mga teachers natin, hindi lang po mga estudyante yung nahihirapan, pati din ang mga teachers. However, kami na mga teachers ninyo ay handa kaming tumulong sa pagkatuto upang kayo ay matuto. Yan. And shout out po natin ang ating program head, Tutor Jen, si Sir Kevin Domingo who is watching right now. Ayan. Hello, Tutor Kevin. And
at
also,
maraming salamat, Tutor Rogar, kay ating director sa Itulay Science na Junior High School na very patient sa atin ngayon, si Tutor Earl or si Sir Earl.
Oo. Kasi ang hina talaga ng connection dito sa Davao right now and I really don't know why. Pero sige lang, laban lang po tayo kahit na ganito. And speaking of that, I would like to Tutor Jen, magjo-joke lang ako, charot. May di ba pag sabi nila cute, so it's copper and tellurium. I am copper and tellurium. So, C-U-N-T-E. Diba? So, I am cute. Copper and tellurium. How about you, Tutor Jen? May baon ka ba dyan?
Ang baon ko ay pagmamahal muna ngayon, Tutor Rogar.
Okay, yan. Napakaganda pagmamahal yan, Tutor Jen. Maraming salamat. So, once again, I am your Tutor Rogue from SDO Davao City. And handang tumulong.
At ako naman, Tutor Jen.
Yes?
Tutor Jen, also from SDO Davao City. Abangan niyo po kami every Monday, 1 o'clock to 1:40 p.m. dito lang sa Itulay Online Tutorial.
Ayan, so maraming salamat sa inyong lahat, sa mga estudyante na nanonood ngayon, hindi lamang grade 7, pati ang grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, together with their science teachers and advisors and also to their parents. Maraming salamat po. Hindi po kami, wala po kami dito without your support, with your all-out support, and would like also to thank our SDS. Hello po, Sir Villena, who's watching also, and our SDS po, si Ma'am Diduyo and Ma'am Jinky Ferman. Hello po sa inyong lahat. Ayan. And also, sino gusto mong pasasalamatan, Tutor Jen? Medyo mataas pang oras natin.
Ang ating we have 1 minute na 1 minute. Okay, sige. We have our very active na science supervisor, Ma'am Faye Pasamonte for SDO Davao City.
Ayan. And so, shout out din natin ang ating mga mahal na co-teachers, of course, from Francisco Bangoy National High School in Barangay Saksa, Davao City. Hello sa inyong lahat at saka sa aming principal. Ayun. Ay, may dope si Clark. Sabi niya, sarap mong sulfur actinium tantalum nitrogen. Wow. O, diba? May ganon.
And thank you also to our very supportive school principal from the Daniel R. Aguinaldo National High School, si Dr. Leo Biasilo, with our assistant principal, Ana May E. Cobero. And all our endeavors in DepEd, Itulay will not be successful or will not be also great without these people who are supporting us.
Yes, and of course, hindi pa huli ang aming regional science supervisor, Dr. Maraliza Iberanber, who's with me also here in NAYAP in Region 11 kasi naka-training din tayo, di ba, Tutor Jen?
Yes, hello po, Dr. Berandoy. And it's already time, Tutor Rogar.
Yes, it's already time. Goodbye sa inyong lahat. See you next week on Monday, the same time, 1 o'clock to 1:40 in the afternoon. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. For comments, suggestions, email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph, or you can have that QR code, right, Teacher Darjen? And up next is our dear Tutor Z and Tutor Marky for Science 8. Thank you so much and God bless us always.
Thank you so much.